Hi, I'm doing my day 8 of daily posting on YouTube for 365 days to get the topics out there that I think are most important for people to think about, or the topics that I find people are already thinking about. And these are conversations and topics that come up the most in my coaching calls with clients, but they're also the things that are on my mind the most. And today I want to talk about having doubt about yourself, feeling insecure about putting yourself out in the world, and how sometimes our own fears and sense of limitations are what hold us back the most. So I'm going through something like this right now, and that's why I want to talk about it, because I need this reminder as much as anybody else. I've been struggling the past couple weeks, actually, as I'm preparing to launch my first class, which teaches women how to be consistent with their workouts by first changing the relationship that they have with their body and helping them understand and appreciate their body in ways that nobody teaches us how to do. So this is a class that I've done one-on-one with clients, but I've never launched it as an online class. And so right now I'm building all this back-end stuff, recording videos, getting the book ready, and everything that's going to go along with this class is getting built. And in this process, I've really pushed myself to step up and be more of the leader and coach that I am and that I want to be. But at the same time, it's also been kind of scary, because I've never done anything like this before, and there's that doubtful voice that creeps in when you've never done this before. When you're entering into the unknown, you are facing fear. And fear is anything that seems threatening. It's like a signal in our bodies or our minds that says, be careful. It's there to protect you. It's there to alert you of possible danger. And so I think a lot of times we need to separate out what is truly a fear factor and what's something that's made up in the mind. So the thing that I've been struggling with is choosing to not listen to the fear, and choosing to not only not listen to it, but to replace it with a voice of courage and strength. And then making choices that are in line with courage and strength, rather than making choices that are based off of that fear. And I think that's the hardest part, is not only recognizing when fear is unrealistic or just holding you back and not really serving you, but then to make choices in the other way, like choices that are going to help you move past the fear and help you overcome it, right? And I always think about this, like fear is never going to go away. That's not really true. I guess what I'm saying is, when you choose to be courageous and you choose to be strong in the face of fear, fear isn't going away. Courage means doing something despite the fear. So just because you feel afraid doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. And by taking the action in the face of fear is how you practice being courageous. And the more you do that, the more you diminish the fear, to the point where maybe it doesn't exist anymore in that area or in that way. But how do we get ourselves to do the thing even when we're afraid? I think for me, it boils down to remembering why I'm doing this. Why is it important for me and my growth? And what am I trying to deliver to the world? I feel like none of us are meant to play small. None of us are meant to hide our best gifts from the world. We're meant to use our gifts to help ourselves and help others. And whether that gift is cooking for people or taking care of people in like medical services or inspiring people, helping people's businesses grow, whatever it might be, your gift is known to you, right? Like it's the thing that comes easy to you, that you feel like you enter in a flow state when you do it, and it's uplifting and it just feels right, and you know that it's meant for you to not only use on yourself but to share with the world in whatever that means for you. It might mean sharing it with your family, sharing it with your friends, sharing it with your community, making it a business. Whatever sharing it to the world means, we are meant to realize our gifts and use them in the world, express ourselves with them. So when I think about that helps me do things in the face of fear, because when we think like that, we're thinking like the hero in the story of a hero. If you watch a movie, you're never watching a movie about, well, in a classic hero archetypal story, you're not going to watch a movie about a person who is destined for great things, and then in the movie they decide they're not going to do it, and then the movie ends. The best movies are archetypal stories of the hero who get asked to take up a mission, and they realize their gifts in that journey, and they meet people who also help them realize their gifts and use their gifts, and then they help people, or they help someone in this journey, and then they return home or return to an aspect of themselves, a changed person, a more evolved, wise, courageous person. But in that story, there's always trials and tribulations. And many times in classic stories, movies, and books, the hero declines the journey a few times. They're like, no, this isn't for me. I can't do it. But at some point, they're reminded that yes, they can. You're meant for this. You have to step up. You have to realize this is for you. And then usually by the third trial or tribulation or test, they succeed. They accept the journey and they move forward. And so it's wired in us to recognize the significance of that story, because that is not only an archetypal story, but it's the story of the soul's journey. As souls, we're meant to come here and say yes to the call, and then get through the trials and tribulations and succeed, even though there's doubt, fear, challenges, and obstacles. So when I think about, I could listen to this voice that says, you can't make it, you won't be able to do it, no one will care, it's not helpful. The thing that inspires me is remembering why I'm here. Oops. Right? And we're all here for a purpose. We're all here to be our bigger selves, to not play it small. So if you needed to hear this today, I'm glad, because we're on the same page right now. But I am choosing to listen to the voice of courage and make the voice of fear smaller. And just remember that fear has its place. It's not bad that you feel afraid, but you always have a choice with how you're going to take the information that fear is giving you. Is it realistic information? Is it useful? And if not, you just say, thank you, fear. I'm choosing to not agree to that. And I'm choosing to align with my soul's journey and with courage instead. All right, that's my very short video today, but I hope it helps. And let's just continue to say yes to the call and do the things that empower us and that help us feel expansive rather than the things that limit us and make us feel small.